Hi everyone, this is Crystal, and today I am working on week 29 in my 2020 Project Life album. I already have my photos kind of laid out where I approximately want to keep them. They may move around a little bit as I get going. For supplies, I have a few different things. So I have two kits from Feature Craft. I have what's left of my More Please kit. So I have the cards and the stamp and a few of the embellishments and some stamps that I have already cut out. And then I also have the Happy Little Moments, what's left of my Happy Little Moments kit. Again, some embellishments and things I've already stamped, some cards, and the stamp set as well. I did also grab this. This is the Good Eats stamp set just because it was with my More Please kit, so I have that here just in case. And then I have a few things from Colorcast Designs. So I have a few of the wood veneers, a few different sets here to play with as well. And then if you watched my alpha organization video, you may have seen this little package of chipboard alphas that I set aside to try and use in the near future or let go of what I don't use. So the problem with these is that there's only one of each letter in the pack. So I couldn't spell week because there are two E's in week and there's only one E in this package. But I just pulled out the WK thinking I can maybe make that work. Of course, there are no numbers in this pack either. So I'm gonna have to come up with some other way of adding in the week number and then some way of adding, of course, the dates as well. So that is my plan. I am just going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and start playing. I'm going to start by going through the cards in the kits that I have pulled out and trying to see if I can find some that will work for this spread. So the reason I chose to work with these sets of cards is because of the colors. So I knew that the kind of primary colors that are predominant in my photos would work well with these in a creative bubble designed kits. They tend to have lots of these same colors. So I know that I'll be able to find cards in one of these kits or in several of these kits as it turns out. It's just about figuring out which ones are going to work best. So I'm trying out a few different options here. That was the Happy Little Moments kit. This is the More Please kit. So I'm just looking through to see if there's anything here that will work. I don't have a lot of food photos, but I do have a couple drink photos. So I thought there would be something in here that might work with my spread, and that Drank This card I thought would be perfect next to the photo of Jesse's beer. And tried to see if there was anything else that would work here, and I just couldn't find anything. I didn't really have anything else that was food related. So I am going to end up pulling out a couple of other kits from the past. So I have the Page Turner kit. This is one I had purchased digitally. So these are cards that I printed at home. The other two kits were the actual physical kit from Feature Craft. So this is the Page Turner kit. And I should also mention that none of these kits are available as physical kits anymore, but you can get almost all of them as digital card sets. So I will be sure to link those down below. I think I do grab one other kit that is no longer available. That's an older kit called Bookbound. And I think I try one card from that kit. I don't end up using it, however. I think I stick with the ones you see here, and then I grab another one from the Happy Little Moments kit. So here is that Bookbound kit. Oh wait, I did. I'm sorry. I did use that rainbow card behind one of my smaller photos. So I do use one card from this kit that you can no longer get, but the other cards are all still available. So like I said, I'll have all of that linked down below. So this is the longest part of my process, trying to figure out what cards to use. The rest of the spread comes together pretty quickly, but it took me quite a while to figure out how to get a good balance on this page and how I wanted it all to look. I did end up using one card from the Page Turner kit behind the little screenshot from Instagram of a funny little, I think it's a Twitter post maybe, is it a post on Twitter? I don't know. I don't really do Twitter, but it was funny. It was COVID related. I wanted to include it. There was a card in that kit that had just kind of like abstract books on a shelf in just gray. I thought that would work since it was a quote about going back to school. So yeah, that's what I used from that kit. And then I grabbed that rainbow circle card from the Happy Little Moments kit for that blank spot I had up at the top. I had originally thought I would do some journaling there, but the more I thought about it, I didn't really have enough journaling to fill that spot. And I already have a couple journaling places on this spread that I need to fill out. So I just decided to use a filler card, and I'm actually really happy with the way that that turns out. So I'm just looking through the wood veneers from Colorcast Designs now to find a few that will work. This was the week that we returned home from our vacation, so I thought those houses and the idea of being at home worked really well. And then there were a couple little phrases, or maybe just one phrase I think that I use. It says "uh-oh" that I put on that screenshot, and a couple of those circles that have the icons on them. One had some adult beverages and one had coffee, so I put those on the corresponding photos, and I'm going to use those. So I am also looking through the little die cuts that came with the Happy Little Moments and More Please kits. These of course are no longer available because you don't get them as part of the digital kit, but I had them, so I thought I would try and use a couple of them up. I do end up finding a spot for just a couple of them, but I don't use a lot of them just because they didn't really work with the content of my spread. It ends up being a pretty simple page actually, but I'm really happy with how it turns out. I really like the end product, so sometimes simple is okay. All right, so I'm at the point where I need to do my journaling, so I'm going to go away and type up some journaling using my typewriter, and I will tell you right now, that typewriter and I have a love-hate relationship. Some days it works really well and I don't have any problems, and then some days, like this day, it gives me fits. So there are several mistakes in my journaling, several issues with the alignment of my journaling in certain spots, but yeah, I'm just gonna live with it. I'm gonna just deal and make it work because I don't want to have to print any of these cards or redo it. So yeah, it's just what it is. So I am just adding these two 3x4 photo journal card combos to some 4x6 paper just to make it so that they will stay put in these 4x6 pockets. I do this fairly often, I think almost every week. I like to keep the same format of pockets throughout my album, but I don't have any problem with using two 3x4s in a 4x6 pocket. So that is what I was doing there. And I was just using some older grid cards that had rounded corners that I no longer use. Once I had those adhered down, I could just add those little embellishments that I had chosen from the Colorcast Designs wood veneers and stick everything down, and then that's pretty much it. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of these cards as well. I went away because I thought I was going to type just a couple lines at the bottom of this card, but I decided not to. I don't really need to. I know what the photo is of. I have a little die cut that says "so happy," and that's really all I needed to say. I realized if I was going to type something, it was just going to basically be the same thing as what that die cut said. So yeah, not adding anything else there. In case you didn't know it, the wood veneers from Colorcast Designs come with adhesive on them already, which makes them super, super easy to stick down. They're super thin as well, so they don't add a lot of bulk to your albums. I love them. I love them so much. As much as I love all of the gorgeous acrylic pieces, I think that the wood veneers are my favorite thing from Colorcast Design. Guys, I just love them. But yeah, I don't know. Then I saw the autumn release from Colorcast Designs, the acrylics, and I'm pretty much in love with those too. So who knows? It depends on the moment you ask me. Okay, so back to what I'm actually doing here. I decided to add a little stamp to this label. So I pulled out the Good Eats stamp and just added it there on that label. these labels are a little bit slick, so I used some Stays-On ink to stamp that, just to make sure that it didn't smear. And then I'm just trying to get the placement right to add both that wood veneer circle and that label onto this little photo of some coffee that I bought while we were in Michigan and brought home with me and enjoyed thoroughly afterwards. Okay, so this one just gets a little wood veneer house in the center of that circle. I really love how that looks. And then it's time to deal with my title card, which is what I have saved for last because I'm not sure what to do. But I end up just pulling out my newly organized alphas. I am so happy with how this turned out. And look how easy it is for me to just flip through and find an alpha that has numbers that will work with this title card. So simple. So much better than the mess I had before. I'm so happy to have that done. So I'm just going to glue these down just using tape runner just because I was too lazy to get my liquid glue. And then I'm going to add these tiny little puffy alphas from an old Hip Kit Club just to the side just to make it say week 29. And then I'm going to go to my stash of labels and find one that will coordinate with this spread and add that below the 29. So there is one of my 2 bins of labels, and I'm just looking at the spread to get a feel for what color might work best. And I realize there's a pretty good distribution of color already, so I probably need to try a few different colors to see which one I like best. So I'm going to grab a gray one, a kind of red and pink one, I think a yellow one, and a green one to try. I think I did try a blue, but there was already a lot of blue on that title card, so I decided to avoid any more of that. And I'm just trying to work out which one of these looks best. I end up going with the red and pink one. It has a red outline with a really light pink border, and I thought that just pulled in all the colors in those 2 rainbow cards, or 3 rainbow cards actually, really well, and that label that's just below the title card that's pink and red. So I liked the way that that looked. I'm just going to grab my date stamp, and for this spread I'm using my tiny date stamp that I got from Amazon. It will be linked down below as well because I wasn't sure that there would be enough room for my larger one. And I'm just going to stamp both the beginning and ending dates of this week using the Stays-On ink that is already out on my table and easy to use. And then that's it. That is this spread all done. So super fast, super quick and easy, but I really love how it turned out. If you love it as well or enjoyed watching this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up to let me know that you like what I'm doing and that I should do more of it. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and that little bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you back here very soon.